is a word in one of the Inuit languages, Iktuapok, which is a lovely word which we can repurpose into the 21st century. I believe it's translated roughly along the lines of that feeling of going outside your igloo to go and look at the horizon to see if anybody is coming. And then you go back in, and then you come out again just to see if anybody else might be coming. We do that. We do that lots, and it's very easy to accidentally end up doing that.
You can use it when you want to, or you can let it become your master. Don't use it. Don't be used by it.
Lifeless entertainment in this boring world. Be a pretender, fake emotions for the guide. Don't get caught. Be a pretender, fake world. Follow the rules, smile outside and inside out.
Your house, turn your house, which should into a Walden zone. Walden, W-A-L-D-E-N, is the romantic idea of having a place of your own. It was the imaginary place. There's a Thoreau, an American author from the Romantic era, had this cabin in the woods where he would retreat. It was not completely private, you know. We would get visitors, and he got there by train. But the idea is interesting. As soon as you close the door behind you, are in your private space, your Walden zone, and you can ask from anyone that enters your zone that they do the same. And you can do this by installing, it's called a sanctuary. It's literally a thing you can buy online. And sanctuary as an object is a charging station, but it's also like a plate where you throw your keys and your change and some other stuff from your pockets. And then you put your smartphone there too and have it charging. Just like in some houses, they ask you to take off your shoes. You can ask visitors to put their smartphones on a charger, and they will, because this is still a common issue for anyone with a smartphone, is that the batteries are still, that's still a thing.
We have in our house a kind of a no phones at the table rule. Occasionally we'll kind of break that if somebody says, well, hang on, we were going to go to the cinema. Okay, well, at that point, somebody goes and gets a phone. Or what was the plan for today? At that point, we go and look at the calendar and so on. But that's an explicit action that is separate. Is this idea, what you're trying to do is find the right distance between you and the device. But also remember, it's your device. You don't belong to it.
I guess it's something that just creeps up on you. You don't realize how much you're using it until you actually, take a second to think about it. My partner and I, Ernest and I, we have had a discussion. So we have a rule, no phones at the table. And in general, I think I do pretty well. I mostly will use it when I literally have a moment of emptiness, nothing to do. Then I'll pick up my phone. But I'm not desperately waiting for the next notification and next ding. I think I've detoxed of that already. That detox, because it is an addiction. And I think I am pretty well set for that. So I'm aware of the hours that I spend on it. And when I've spent time on it, I know I did it. So that's the thing. I think a lot of people are not aware of how much it creeps into your life and how many hours a day in the end you actually spend on your phone. So I am aware of it. When I use it consciously. And I try not to use it. So when I'm going for a walk, I take it with me, but I actually turn the sound off most of the time. So, which frustrates people who want to contact me and call me, because then I don't know they're calling me. Exactly. But I do it for a reason, because I want to give myself a peace of mind as well.
The thing is, I don't have a smartphone. Okay. So all I have is an old-fashioned phone. I just use it to make an occasional call. I don't call often, and people don't call me very often, or send an SMS. So with my phone, I don't do much. And I'm kind of happy, because otherwise, it's seductive. I would check my email much more and so on. So I only work on the internet and check email and Facebook and stuff while I'm working at my laptop. So I have only access through my laptop. So when I shut my laptop down, I'm done with the internet and social media and so on. To be honest, of course, I have to admit, say that me and my girlfriend were taking a drive to some place and we need to look something up, then she can look it up at her smartphone. Right? So it's by proxy in a certain sense, I have to admit that. But I don't have a smartphone, I don't miss it, I don't need access all the time.
Professionally, I'm never without my phone. I mean, I'm constantly connected, I'm always online. But I think I do need the time off. So we live in a rural area. We actually live on a farm. And if I'm not working, then I'm probably outside. And whether I'm on my tractor or on the field, it doesn't really matter. But actually, it's a lot easier not to have your phone there. So it's very binary. I mean, work is phone, and it's always on, always connected. Not working is pretty much off. And it's not that I miss it. I mean, I'm so constantly busy with other things that at that moment, I mean, a phone doesn't even make sense.
As a doctor, I have to be in the hospital. I get mails from my assistants. I get mails from the nurses. I got mails from people who are very important to not to wait for another day. So I have to see those mails. So it's difficult. It's difficult as a doctor. It's difficult. You have to be there. And on the other hand, I would like to have the discipline to look once a day in the evening for 1 hour, but 1 hour is not enough for 250 mails. So it's difficult to manage. I need a secretary probably to manage all that. And that is difficult too, because some mails are very personal. Patients who mail me about their personal life and personal problems and traumas and very personal things. So a secretary cannot manage that either. So I'm stuck a bit in this, but it's okay. I'm okay. I sleep very well and I do my work and I try to manage.
Within your Walden zone, the place where you sleep is the most sacred. So never take your smartphone with you in your bedroom, not even to charge. And a lot of people will say, yeah, but I use it as my clock. Don't. Get a regular clock. And I wake up with daylight, for example. It's because you very easily fall into a routine where you check your feeds before getting out of bed, before going to the bathroom, before anything else. And doom scrolling is a very bad start of anyone's day.
No, I think I'm addicted. I think the only thing I try to do, because I don't have like mental issues or anything, I'm generally a positive person, but and I love doing a lot of things, but because of that I hardly sleep. Not because I have a hard time sleeping, but just because I always want to see stuff and work. And I think at one point I decided to leave my cell phone downstairs and try to sleep, and the results were amazing. It was amazing. And still, I only did it for a couple of days. So I think that's one of the examples. Yeah, I have a hard time doing it, and I don't really know why. But and I don't see it as I don't feel it as a burden either, because I don't mind it. Because sometimes there are people like, yeah, leave me alone. If I go on vacation, let's say, remember vacation, I'm not gonna check my emails. I never had it like that. For me, it's better to read my emails. And I know everything is, I'm on top of everything. I enjoy my vacation more, which is not a good thing. I realize that, but you want an honest answer. So yes, I I wake up and it's there, and I go to bed and it's there.
I used to take my phone to the bedroom as an alarm clock, but after watching The Social Dilemma as well, I'm actually I put an alarm clock on my Christmas wish list, so I'll forget it under the Christmas tree. So I can really avoid taking my phone to the bedroom.
The phone question is an interesting one, and I think my relationship with the phone, so this is not quite the Joaquin Phoenix film, but my relationship with my phone has changed over time. The role that the phone plays, but also how I relate to it, and from a pure mental health point of view, how I interact with it. There is a word in one of the Inuit languages, iktuapork, which is a lovely word which we can repurpose into the 21st century. I believe it's translated roughly along the lines of that feeling of going outside your igloo to go and look at the horizon to see if anybody is coming. And then you go back in, and then you come out again just to see if anybody else might be coming. We do that. We do that lots, and it's very easy to accidentally end up doing that. And so I've just reduced the notifications to absolutely minimal. It's basically the messaging ones. If somebody's actually trying to contact me, as opposed to, here is a thing that happened in the world, or here is a thing that happened in the world of this application, or something. No, if somebody's actually trying to contact me, not email, that's asynchronous. We expect that. But if somebody's actually using Messenger or WhatsApp, then they're trying to talk to me, and at that level, it becomes a personal device again. So I basically eliminated all the notifications every time I install a new app, just like notifications off. So, in other words, there's a little bit of peace there. It just turns down the noise level.
It gives me lots of stress, lots of impulses, lots of. So I'm not on Facebook. I'm not in Twitter. I'm not on Instagram and things like that. Nothing. And yet I have about the last few months about 250 mails a day. And that is too much. I can't cope with it. It's too much. So some important things, I don't see them. And other stupid things, they take my time. So it's difficult for me to handle all that. And sometimes I want to go back to the time when we just wrote a letter and we waited a few days and then we answered with another letter or something. But I know, so I'm a modern man, so I understand that these things are interesting and very quick, and we can. And on the other hand, I think that my so-called success, and the fact that my book Borderline Times was accepted in the public, had to do with the internet and with the fact that small movie clips from television shows were diffused in a viral way through the internet. So it's very strange that my critic on the internet is successful due to the internet. It's a very strange paradox. And I use those things, of course, it's interesting that we can speak now in Corona times, so it's useful, it's interesting. I don't want to change that or something. I don't want to skip the internet, but it is, for me personally, it is too much. It is too much things in my head. It's too stressy.
My phone, my little pocket bandit. How long can I live without that? I can go quite well without it. I always have it with me, but I never have the volume on. I've turned off all notifications as well. So I try not to let the thing dominate my life. If I don't discipline myself, I'll be on this thing all day because it is, and it can be quite addictive. So I try not to need it. I might have it with me all the time because I think, if you're outside and you see something funny, you might want to take a picture of just to remind you later to write a text about it or something. That's the handy side of it. I don't think I can live without it because it's become such an integral part of our life. But it's my slave and I'm not its slave. when I say my phone is my slave and I'm not its slave, I think that's one of the most important things we have to remember, that it's a tool. It's something we should be using, and we shouldn't we shouldn't turn that around. So as the phone becomes our master and not the other way around. Every time we see it light up or give a notification, we look at it. So if I had one tip that I give to people is turn off notifications. I've turned off my notifications now about a year ago, and it just gives you more time in the day. I can put my phone to one side. I don't hear it. I don't hear every little bing bong or bing or I don't hear any of that going on. Turn it off, and you can discipline yourself. You can say, okay, I'm going to work for an hour. After the hour, I'm going to have a cup of coffee or tea or whatever, and I'll just have a quick look. People send me mails or messages, or is there anything I should be seeing? And put it away. Yeah, it's an addictive toy. It's like lots of stuff that comes towards it. It's like alcohol. It's like you can use it when you want to, or you can let it become your master. Don't use it. Don't be used by it.